one more interview of someone super special, so do not go anywhere. I promise this is one you're not going to want to miss. It's only going to take me about 1 minute to pull them on, so don't go anywhere. I've got a great interview following right now. What is something that you saw that they did that you thought was something unique or something that you weren't necessarily expecting?
Okay, so as far as their elite stunning goes, I wasn't expecting to see 3 different inversions. So you have a rewind, and then there's another rewind that goes rewind to lib, immediate tick-tock, high to high stretch, which was out of nowhere. 9 that went to 1 foot and immediately did tick-tocks after. And then they did another twisting inversion later in the routine. I wasn't expecting just 3 tick-tocks. And then of course, like I said, those shoulder sits in the pyramid. What even was that? Those are the kinds of things that I hadn't seen before and I expect from Senior Elite. I also loved the speed at which the routine moved.
And today seemed like the girls came with extreme confidence. I would say probably my favorite part was the pyramid. I'm always a big fan of sheer extreme pyramids. The theming of the Miss USA and just pulling it all together, truly one of my favorite Senior Elite routines in my decade watching them.
Yeah, that was an impressive routine. The pyramid, for me, I love the front full, and then they immediately do the backflip into the braced hitches. I rewatched that like 5 times just to see how they did the grips. So kudos to them for the hand-eye coordination that takes. And then just as I thought the routine was starting to look, I was like, oh, I think I've seen Senior Elite do a lot of this. Those shoulder sit things happen. Again, I had to watch the replay a couple times after and zoom in on how they did those shoulder sits legally. But those little details are what I expect from Senior Elite, for the envelope to be pushed so far that you have to rewind just to see if it was legal, just to see what the grip was. So I'm impressed because there were multiple moments in the routine that I wasn't expecting to see.
If I can ask you, obviously Senior Elites and all these teams have expectations of being incredible stunters. How did he feel about the tumbling? Because me personally, I really, really was a fan of SSX in their tumbling, because truly I'm blown away by a small team that has such a group of tumbling.
For a lot of years, we saw execution in the 99s almost near perfect in our lower levels. So to see that level of execution and precision finally starting to bleed into the level 6 routines. So we're not only seeing incredibly difficult skills, we're seeing incredibly difficult skills executed at almost textbook. You can tell that from around Worlds to now, they've kept up those execution levels, those lines, especially in the way that they tumble, and it's carrying into the beginning of this season. So there's a lot of potential there for very clean tumbling by NCA, and especially for Worlds as well.
So out of all those teams in the World's divisions, is there one that you say went above your expectations? One that you thought really raised the bar? Maybe not above your expectation, but just like really raised your thoughts?
Okay, so that's a 2-part answer. So as far as raise the bar, initially I would have to say Senior Elite, just because the sheer amount of stunt difficulty and the level of precision and execution that it was performed at today was impressive. But just off the top of my head, the routine that stood out to me, or the one that caught my attention the most, was actually SMOX. Just watching it, even on mute, having it in the corner of my eye, there were multiple moments where I was having to stop and really think, they're moving at the routine is paced very quickly. That was what was a standout to me about SMOX. The routine moves so fast, and the lines and the flyers and is so easy to read. Everything is so straight, and the base's feet are so planted. It looks Worlds level as far as precision and execution goes.
I was a big fan of CoX. CoX from Kernersville. That's the large co-ed team, I believe, or like the medium co-ed team. And I think that's a team that obviously I'm biased about. I love to see a co-ed, put all the boys together. But today, it seemed like they really came out strong. I was a very big fan of co-ex today. And typically it seems like with the boy team, it kind of takes a while to be clean. But today, my raising the bar expectations was probably co-ex, because I think that's a team that's been riding the wave of trying to continuously progress to being the best. And I could see that opportunity being available to them this year.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And it's been a cool thing to witness teams other than Senior Elite or SSX that are so storied and are so prolific, to see other teams coming up that are creating their own legacy in their own way that isn't just a part of Cheer Extreme, but they stand out on their own. Coming off of a world championship winning season, I expected a lot from SSX, not only in their execution, which I thought was delivered at such a high caliber last year, but also I expected to see a high amount of difficulty, and they didn't disappoint in that regard. And just in the standing tumbling alone, I laughed to myself, because what is there, 22 girls on the team and all but 5 or 6 have a standing pull? That's insane, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
And that's in the first like 15 seconds of the routine.
I think they did something similar last year, if I remember, because I used them in the promo video, and they did the double standing full. There was like one standing full and immediate standing full after that.
They did. That's right. Yes, but it's it's a fact that there's not that many of them, and compared to a Senior Elite, and well over the majority has a standing full in their routine. Then, in addition, their stunts are equally as impressive and equally as stable and precise and easy to read as well, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Truly, I thought all the performances were just absolutely above my expectations. Maybe I'm just still a classic mindset cheerleader who still sees cheerleading from a, very classic thought process, but today's truly was full execution. And to be honest, I didn't see a lot of watered down skills. A lot of times we see, a couple of the stunt groups take a certain element out or water it down. I don't know how you feel about that specifically, but do you feel like these teams really kind of let it all go today?
Yeah, normally in the past at a debut or a showcase, teams will do just enough to maximize the United score sheet, which is the score sheet that they're going to compete all season until the World Championship, right? Unless they go to majors, they get to compete on the USASF score sheet. But nonetheless, teams usually are competing elite stunts that are considered full difficulty on the United score sheet, whereas USASF is truly based off of how difficult it is, and it's comparative, right? So to see these teams doing stunts that are not just difficult by the United score sheet standards, but also difficult in a comparative manner as well. These are routines built for the USASF score sheet, which is very impressive to see from Cheer Extreme this early on in the season.
I know you have dedicated a lot to be here. So from the bottom of my heart, I want you to know how much we appreciate this. And I know the viewers very much appreciated having you. Before I have you go real quick, because I know we have the viewers on watching, remind them one more time, how can they find more of Tomas?
Yes, you can go follow Cheer Analyst on all social media platforms, and most importantly, go subscribe to the Cheer Analyst YouTube, turn on notifications. You'll see breakdowns from your favorite competitions. We'll be following your favorite teams this year, of course, all your favorite senior teams. So it's going to be a fun season, and the cheerleading season for 2024-25 has officially kicked off thanks to Cheer Extreme. So this is going to be a great season.
Amen. Amen. I already know it is, because it's been a great day today. Life is not about the adversities, it's how you overcome the adversities, and I would say today was a pretty awesome Rockstar day. So thank you so much for being a part of it.
Thank you for having me.
I know it's been a long day. If you can do it again a little later today, just to kind of put a bow on such an amazing performances and the event, but I totally understand if you got to go. Guys, please do me a favor. Go follow Cheer Analyst on all the social media channels. Follow him on YouTube. And make sure you let him know how much you appreciated him on Cheer Live, because honestly, I can't wait to have you back, Tomas.
I can't wait to be back. Thank you, everyone. And Cheer Extreme, you looked absolutely incredible today.